Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Veer. I'm your host. I head the sales department at the Euron Systems. Euron Systems is an LMS provider. So, thank you all for joining the live. And today we have a really special guest, probably who has been in the industry for more than 19 years. Plus, who also understands what women's safety is, what the policies are, and how from policy to culture she has been working on to change that, and how she's been revolutionizing that with not just small startups or edtech. She has also worked with big MNCs, defining processes, defining the policies, redefining the terms, making sure that women are heard, making sure the women are much safer, and making sure that people go ahead and do much more great things in their career. No restriction just because of a gender, no restriction just because of some manager is not really good as a person. So refining and defining all of those. So we have today Miss Shreya. She has also done her PhD, and she has more than 19 years of experience in the HR and learning and development department. And now it's time to invite her. So I'm just adding her on the stage. So just give us a minute. Yes, so we have Dr. Shreya Govind on the call. Firstly, ma'am, thank you so much for joining the call and accepting our invitation. And now, to give you an understanding, as we mentioned, this business spotlight, so hosted by Euron Systems, which is an LMS platform. So, guys, just please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, on the notifications, share it for somebody who might need it. So, yes, over to you, ma'am. We would like to hear from your end what exactly you do and how you have come.
Sure. Thank you so much, first of all, me for inviting me to this platform and your platform and helping me to share my perspective on the topics what we are going to discuss. Um, Asking about how and what I am doing. I am basically an HR professional, worked into industry for 10 years, close to a decade, and then moved to a corporate learning journey. Now I work with organizations and try to make a organization people first, help them to understand what are the gap areas, and help them to overcome those performance gap area. That's what I specialize in. I work with lots of corporates like Microsoft, Cisco, Capgemini, Accenture, then pharma companies, Strides. So list is long, but I don't want to talk about all those companies right now because we are talking about ourselves right now. So my aim is to help the working professional overcome their performance gap and succeed in their life.
Right, great. So that is one part of your profile, which is
Correct.
helping working professionals overcome. But I also see that you have been specialized in the post training and
Yes.
other women related or betterment of the women employees as well. So if you could give us a highlight on that, what is the importance of that first? Second, why did you get into this very specifically? And third is what are the actual challenges people face? Because see, hearing it from someone, seeing it somewhere in the news or just an article on Instagram or LinkedIn doesn't make a difference. I'm pretty sure on that. But if you could give us a highlight on the real challenges people face and how you as the person and how you as a trainer are helping companies redefine them and make things much better and easier for people working around.
Okay. So I'll go step by step the questions which you had asked. You had asked me so many questions. Now I'll go step by step by answering those questions. That apart from this, what I do, I am also into POSH. What is POSH? It is prevention of sexual harassment of women employees at workplace. So what I help organization to create a culture of safe workplace. Uh, right now, recently, I'm sure many of us would be hearing a Porsche case, which is being talked a lot in the industry, in the our country. But why it is happening, what it is. So I help the organization to ensure that safe space is built by creating the awareness program, by making people know that what are things they need to be aware of, by helping them to know their rights, and also if there is some case, help them to solve those cases also. Why did I get into this space? um, I was working, meaning when I started my career, just as I said, I was into HR space. And there I got to know about, okay, there's something called POSH. It was anti-sexual harassment law, which was not in India at that time. I'm talking about 2011. I was working in a multinational company based out of US. I was working in Bangalore, but company was from US. They had that anti-sexual harassment law, and there was a case. And then I got to know, okay, so there's something like that. There's something which exists. There were certain cases which had come, and then we had to understand, okay, what it is. And then finally in 2013, the law came into existence. And when I was working, I was the one who was trained to become a IC member and handle a case. And from there, it intrigued me that okay, I should do something to create more awareness about this topic, because today it's been 12 years since this law is in our country, but still not every employee and every company is doing it. Not every employee
Got
is aware what it is, not every company is following it.
got
I'll
it.
not quote the company and all, I cannot do that at all, but I'll just share one of my personal incident.
Ma'am,
um,
just a minute before that, I believe your video is frozen. Voice is pretty clear and amazing, but the video is little frozen. Can you just
Is it
recheck on
okay
that?
now? Is it okay now?
There is a little bit lag. You can just check once. You can just rejoin or just check the internet speed.
Okay.
Rejoin later, but just recheck the internet speed for a minute.
Is it better now?
Yeah, now it's better and clear, and the video is
Okay.
functioning. So
Okay.
yes, I'm so sorry for the disturbance.
No problem at all.
So
See, these technologies
right.
sometimes not in our control also.
Right, right. So before we proceed, there is a couple of comments. One from Mustafa Ali. Hi, Dr. Shreya. So he's giving you a greeting. And
Hi.
there's another comment saying, amazing explanation, ma'am. Already people are loving your explanation. So yes, ma'am, over to you over the case
Thank
and
you.
how you
Yeah.
have taken it ahead. So yeah,
So I was talking about posh. As I said, I help creating more awareness. Country is doing a lot right now. There are a lot of things which country is focusing on bringing that posh awareness, but still not every employees are aware. I'm sharing my personal incident. Um, Couple of months ago, I was talking to one of my friend. He's based in northern part of our country, and I was talking. Uh, he's into some medical equipment company. So I was talking. Okay, he asked me, "So what training did you give today?" So I said I was doing a Porsche session. So I asked him, "I'm sure you must be also having these sessions in your organization." The answer which he gave was shocking to me. He told, "No, no, no, we only have male employees in our company, so Posh is not required." Again, these are the perception, these are the wrong information people have, that only in companies which has female employees should have Posh policy. No. So I work towards creating a safe space and also creating awareness for every employee and organization so that they follow these things properly. And then
got
there was
it.
a question which you had said, what are the mistakes people are doing these days? How they are not being more successful? Today most of the professionals are over investing in doing work, and at the same time they are under investing themselves in being visible for their work. They think, okay, I will work, I will perform, I'll grow. But today that's outdated. Growth today comes from performance plus what perception it is. It is very, very important. So we need to work, and we need to ensure that we are being shown up.
Got it. Great. So let's little bit deep dive into the journey or into what you currently do. I'm so sorry I was not able to give you a script, as the concept about this live is to make sure it is raw and how we can have the clean answers on it. But just giving you a small heads up, and I'll just start with the first primary thing which was in my mind. So I did go through your profile, and there are certain training methods which you do currently, right? So if I would like to understand, you had clearly mentioned your sessions are interactive and result oriented. So
Hmm.
if you could just give a highlight on how is that in practical use case. not mentioning names or anything, but how do you practically do that, make it interactive, and how does it, also be a result oriented? So how is that formula working, and how are you working towards that?
uh, as a trainer facilitator, which I myself call facilitator trainer, that I engage participant and make sure that they are involved at each and every stage. I go into the room, not to just to give lecture, not to tell that okay, this is what I know, this is what you should do, but ensure that they are involved, they know what they are learning, and then they go back, they implement throughout the journey, they implement how and what it is happening, and they get a aha moment, like a light bulb moment. Oh wow, it is what it is, how it is, and then they start implementing it tomorrow onwards. I'm Tomorrow I have a workshop, and the program is on decision making. Now what I am designing the program is on that what are different biases they face. So I create certain situations, certain simulation situations where they get into those traps, they are seeing those things, and then they make, and then I bring it. See, you made a decision, but how did this decision came? Because of certain bias. Some biases are like anchoring bias, some biases are like overconfidence, some bias are confirmation bias. Lots of biases are those, these are cognitive biases, but these are already present in us. So you made a decision, I make them do those things, and then I say, see, you chose that decision. Now you took that decision. Why? And then I
Right.
bring that these are biases. What happens when we take a decision? And I tell them how to overcome those bias, how to follow a proper decision making, and involve them into a proper scenario, real case scenario, where they go step by step and they take a decision. So this is why, that's why I call it an experiential program, because they are experiencing entire thing. And I use lots of activities. Activities is not games, activities, simulations, case studies, role plays. I am also working on a kind of a autopsy kind of a thing, where there's some murder which has happened, how they will look at it. So problem solving, decision making, how they're doing is through those interesting case studies. So that's why it is experiential program.
Great. Understood. Now let's get into how is the impact being there, because you have worked with big organizations or organizations, which are MNCs, etc. So to get an understanding before your training and after your training, so what was the difference in the organization level or a person's level? So how was that impact? And second, how do you actually measure the impact that, because of my training or because of anybody's training, this has happened? Because a lot of trainers or coaches, they have a module, they follow that and they move on.
Hmm.
Most importantly for us to understand is what the impact it made.
Hmm.
So what is that measurement feature or measurement scale, or how do you measure the impact? And if you could give a use case, or if you could give us an example, how did your trainings give actually impact, especially at organization level, working with such multinational companies where so many employees are involved, so many departments are involved? How do you take those, or how do you have that impact or a result on these companies?
Okay. Um, I'll share one incident, story, where it was a common, very common training topic, but how did that created an impact? Um, I was working with a high performing individual contributor in a tech company. He was constantly top rated, delivering everything on time. But you know what was happening? But for 3 years, uh, no promotion. See, hike and all, I'm not talking about promotion. He expected. When we started work, I started working with him. I found out that the issue was not performance. Issue was that the way he is presenting himself to his manager, uh, his work was being presented, and he was even not in the room. So what I helped him is speaking in the review meeting, how he present his own work, summarizing how it impacts. So in training, we need to look at what impact it creates, not just the number, not it is. So how, what is the impact he is creating? So the the way he started changing his words, the way he started articulating, he has to speak. So I started focusing on that. So real problem was not the knowledge, but putting it in a
Out.
right manner. So what
Understood.
I feel is people know what to do, but they don't act consistently and articulate in a right manner. So I started helping them there, and that's what the
Understood.
change happened in his life. He came.
Great.
I have on my LinkedIn also. I have his message. Shreya, you identified the right problem, and on your advice I was being consistent, regularly reaching out, regularly talking about it, articulating it, and within a year he got promoted also. He shared that message on my LinkedIn.
Great. Understood. So that's the impact of wearables, or how this impact is of being so useful. Now I have a little bit of a tricky question, or a question which is more towards you. I'll be very honest. You have been certified in multiple domains. You have been catering multiple domains. So now my understanding is, because this online learning, online certification, online training, a lot of culture of online and getting certified by XYZ place we get it. So, how impactful has this certification been for you first? And what is this actually? How does this influence in your training and in your sessions? If I'm certified, let's say, salesperson or a sales master, how will that impact me? So, in that sense, how does these certifications, help you, or how have they identified, or given an impact or influence on your training or sessions? And first, how important is it to be certified, or what is the impact of the certifications?
Okay. um, if you look at my journey, my career, I am doing a lot of certification every now and then. It's not because I want to use it. It is, first of all, I believe that learning should never stop, and I keep on learning new things. So first reason for me doing this certification is learning should never stop, and in sharpening my saw. But at the time of what you said about certification, they give me an instant credibility. Now I say certified trainer, I said PCC coach. So these gives instant credibility. Certified post consultant, certified in extended disk. These gives me instant credibility. So when people start looking at it, they know, okay, these are, this person knows about it. And it also, with these learnings what I have done, it helps me to plan my sessions, it helps me to understand people, it helps me to design the module and deliver. So I am just not delivering session, but with these certification I'm trying to design their learning experience and their learning journey. And my objective, I always keep my life objective, career objective, performance gap. And that is the reason I am doing all these certifications, to help working professional overcome their performance gap.
Got it. Great. Ma'am, just again a small hiccup we have. Your video is again a little bit frozen. The audio is pretty clear and amazing, but I don't know why the video gets frozen now and then. If you want to just recheck or rejoin, you can let me know.
I'm just switching on between networks. Is it better now?
Um, yeah, I mean, suddenly it gets better, quite surprisingly.
I'm sorry,
So,
I don't know, these things are not in our control. Sorry for that.
no worries, no worries. So, before we go on to the next stage, there are certain questions I would love to
Yeah.
take up now itself in the chat. So, we have one lady, Miss Rabia. She has made commented, how do you, yeah, I'll just show it on the screen. How do you balance authenticity with authority when building a personal brand in a saturated coaching market? Okay, this is directed to you.
Okay. So thank you, Rabia, for asking this question. So Rabia's question is, how do you balance authenticity with authority when building a personal brand in a saturated coaching market? Um, Interesting question. First of all, I'm a not a coach. I'm a facilitator and a trainer, but definitely I can help you with this question. I will answer this question. Um, when we talk about authority, why we, when you look at it, if you lean too much into authority now, um, you sound too polished but distance. Authority I'm talking about. But if you focus on authenticity, you will be able to relate, and people will be able to relate to you. When we talk about um, balancing, it has to be 50-50. Authority comes with what experience I have, what certifications I have done, and how I work, how I engage with people. That authority brings it. And authenticity, how much real I am, how much what I am bring it. So that's how it anchors my thing. And about how it balances, I'll just share my one example. You know, earlier
Sure.
in my career, again freezing. Is it better now?
Uh,
Video is okay?
yeah, now it's better. I mean, it keeps getting a little bit freezy here
Okay,
and there, but it's
okay,
fine. We'll
okay.
have to
Huh.
adjust.
So earlier in my career, you know what I used to think, that if I speak, uh, good work speaks for itself. But no, it is, I change my approach today about growth. What I teach today is, you are still you are still good, you are still great, but it is about how real you are. Everybody looks at how real you are, so your authenticity helps you there. I
Got it.
hope I
Great.
answered your question, Rabia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rabia, for the question. And it's obviously please be yourself, be
Yeah,
what you are,
authentic.
so that will help you connect and help you do better. So we have another question.
Yeah.
So I'll just take it from Nirav. Uh, Happy birthday, Nirav, by the way. So yeah, what mindset shift do you believe is non-negotiable for young individuals who want to operate at a high performance level early in life?
Okay. Very interesting question, and thank you so much for asking this mindset shift question, Nirav. You know, whether you are a early in your life as a perform individual, in when you are starting your career, or at any given point of your career, I believe one thing which will always help you grow is growth mindset. Never ever look at that, okay, I know enough, it's fine, this is what my abilities are, this is how it has to be, I cannot do beyond it. No, there's nothing like that. Challenge yourself every day. If you fail, it's okay. Even if you fail, it's okay, but you will learn from something. You will always learn from something. So have a growth mindset towards things. There should not be a limiting belief to your abilities. There should not be limiting belief to your possibilities also. So believe in growth mindset. And we all, meaning, I'm not talking about myself, I do not say, oh, I have achieved everything. If we look around us, there are many people whom we say, oh, these are role models, these are people whom we look up to. They also have so many downfalls in their career, but because they are growth mindset, they were able to succeed. I follow cricket a lot nowadays. IPL season
Ma'am,
is
which
going on.
first question? RCB or any other team?
Only RCB.
Then we are in. We are in the same.
Only. I cannot
Or
show
the
you through. Oh yes, Royals are loyals.
amazing. So all the guys and the women who are hearing, and especially who are doubting my friend about his loyalty, he's an RCB fan. Please don't doubt him. Uh, yeah, Mustafa. Just
Today's
to
RCB
clarify.
match also. Today's
Yeah,
RCB match also.
I'm so keen to watch on that, but
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I was talking about, since now we are talking about cricket. Virat Kohli example. You look at him. He had faced so many downfall, but did he doubt his did he doubt his qualities? He
no.
always looked up at how he can improve, how what he can do. At the age of 37, he is still practicing like at the age of 2021 he would be doing. He's still learning new things. He still sees how what and things he can do in his life. how he can improve his cricket. Though he's
Right.
still playing only one format of cricket, but he still gives 200% to it.
Right. So
Growth mindset
please,
is very, very important.
yes, yes, please Virat Kohli, if anyhow you hear this or somebody cuts a reel out of it, भाई टेस्ट में वापस आ जाओ, बहुत जरूरत है आपकी.
सच में आई कैन नॉट शो यू बट दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग कि मेरे घर में ना सिर्फ विराट कोहली के पोस्टर्स लगे हैं हर जगह.
Virat Kohli always.
ऑलवेज
So we
ऑलवेज.
have a really, really amazing question from Miss Sayani. So Shayoni, just to give an understanding, the women are often perceived as either too soft or too aggressive. How can we create a culture where female leaders can lead authentically without having to convert to masculinity archetypes to be heard? Great English, by the way. Thank you.
वाओ.
But good
ओके.
words. I got to know another new word today. Thank you, Sayani. By the way,
आर्किटाइप्स.
heads up, Sayani was my manager at previous company, a really amazing person. So thank you, ma'am, for joining and taking this up question. So I love the question. So, ma'am, over to you.
Okay, very, very interesting question. Meaning, you're saying women are often perceived as either too soft or too aggressive. I have only heard soft. So, how can we create a culture where female leaders can lead authentically without having to conform to masculine archetypes to be heard? Oh. Now, when we talk about why do we need, my question is to Sayani, why do we need to compare? We can create our own credible leadership. Uh, I say that goal is not to help any female leaders to create a or compare themselves to masculine archetypes.
Ma'am, to
Create
be
their
very
authentic
honest,
leadership.
I would like to a little bit interrupt. It's not about just her mindset or how
Hmm.
she thinks. I mean, unfortunately, that is how we are
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
in the world or in this, corporate sector. Not only in India. I mean, especially in India. But then वो आ जाता है कि यार you're too aggressive or you're too pleasing, you're too soft, you're too this thing, you're outspoken. Because when you are at a manager level and there is somebody above you whom you are reporting to as a manager, who could be the vice president of the company as well, and then he questions a lot about your work or how you're getting into. So because you're not a person who kind of came from favors, you're a person who proved your credibility, you have worked for it, you have outspoken, you have outshined, you have outperformed. So that's where this mindset is coming as. And I'll be very honest, unfortunately I've also seen this happening quite some time. I've been in this corporate sector for past 5 6 years. It is a fact, भले आप हंसी मजाक में people tell it during break time or when they go out, but then this is the fact. This kind of a culture is being there in India and early stage startups and funded startups, unfortunately, and big MNCs as well. I'm telling this because I've worked with all three. So yeah, so here
No,
is
no,
the whole.
I agree what you said. And me being a female, I completely agree to what you are saying. And I am very happy that you are saying this. Being a male, it is coming from you. It's amazing to hear that. And yes, it is there in our society. Either they are sidelined saying, क्या जरूरत है? Meaning, little digressing from the question, but I'll come back to Sayani's question. When I was into HR, I was handling recruitment also at one point of time. There was a interview which we were taking for a head of operations for a certain team, and there were good candidates, but one of the female candidate was rejected because she was coming back from her maternity break. कैसे मैनेज करेगी? एंड आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग राइट नाउ, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2011. थोड़ा सा 15 साल पहले की बात है, बट स्टिल दैट टाइम ऑल्सो पीपल सेड हाउ विल शी मैनेज. So these things, as you rightly said, they are sidelined. Correct. I have seen. Meaning, I had to convince. No, you are thinking from a female perspective. Look at from the work perspective. I have to talk about work. I have to answer to the client. How will I do? These were the lame justification which the managers were giving. So I completely agree. I have seen myself, though I have not faced anything in my life, my career, anything like that. But yes, it is very, very common. So what I say, see, today, when we talk about leadership, what they need to do is be assertive of what they are, how they are, whatever they are doing. They have to be consistent. Many times the consistency lack. They have to be, they need to have very clear picture of what they are going to do, so have clarity. They need to be good in decision making and have empathy. So these are the 4 5 things which they need to have to be a great leader. I just look at a leader word. I do not look at a male or female leader. I just look at a leader. Leader can be anyone. So, clarity, consistency, empathy, and also they need to have good decision making.
Great, great, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering that. So before we head to the next part, there are one or two questions which we'll take later. So,
Okay.
guys, I'm the host, so please allow me to take one or two questions. So yeah, I have a very interesting question for you. So if I were to attend one of your sessions, take it, I
Huh.
as your trainee or something, what would I walk away with? You know, the most valuable thing, which I technically cannot find it on a YouTube or a book which is already in the market, because too much content. Everybody is a motivational speaker as of today. Everybody is doing great in life, which we respect it. But what is that one different value, or which I would walk away from your session, which I can't find in a book or especially YouTube videos? Book to aajkal, I'm not sure how is my younger generation taking that, but pretty sure in terms of the YouTube and the videos and Instagram motivators. So how do you take on that? What would that be valuable walk away for me?
Okay. See, for the book thing which you say, I still read books, and from there only I take a lot of learnings and which I use in my sessions. So books are very very valuable, and today also there are many people who depend on physical books. Kindle and all are there, but still there are many people who depend on it, and we get a lot of learning. We can still do that, but how it is different from YouTube or any online learning programs, that it is experiential. What you take away is that you know what, where are you in the program. You will learn how to do, and you'll carry, because you have already done it, and then you will implement it. So in my program, what I do it, I work on your mindset. That what are the mindset, what are challenges, what are the beliefs you are facing with mindset. Then I develop your skill sets, and for developing those skill set, I provide you tools. I attack your mindset. I help you with the skills, understand what are the skills needed for that mindset shift. And for those skills, I help you with the tools. So these are the 3 things I work in any of my program. And second thing, which I had already said, it's experience, because you do all those things. You will experience what are the mindset shift you need to do it. How will you need to change? Through those, what are the skills required? You will identify, you will see these are the gaps area. I will help you uncover those, and for uncovering those and to move from there, I'll give you the tools. So mindset,
Got it.
skill set, tool set.
Great, amazing. So let us a little bit deep dive into that itself, and then we'll take up the remaining questions. So as you said, there are tools, or the mindset and everything. So are you like, do you even help individuals? And if individuals have to reach out to you, how do they do? Is there a website setup or an LMS setup, or you do it via Zoom, Google Meet, etc.? So how do you take these trainings? Is it in person, or you also help with online? And also, is there a systematic learning management system which you know go ahead with?
Okay. So I do corporate trainings where in batches we do programs. In those, also we have individual coaching sessions. So design individual coaching sessions for the participants. So for example, there is a cohort of 20 people. After a program, do one-on-one coaching sessions for all those people. So their individual I do help them to overcome. And because it's a learning journey, it's not one day program, always I do. So if it's a learning journey program, so after first program, individual coaching with each participant, which is generally online, and then we move to the next level of program, level 2, level 3, and that's how I do it. Along with that, I do take individual training session, coaching sessions and training session. For example, I do a lot of interview readiness program where I help uh, working professional freshers prepare themselves how to crack their interviews, what are the things they need to move, they need to do, how they can be a better speaker, how they can move them, do presentations in a forum freely, and more confidently. I do all these things independently, with individual participants, and I do online. So on my LinkedIn, they can reach out to me, and I have a call with. They can book a call with me, and then I get on the discussion with them to understand what are the gap areas.
Got it. So currently it's more of a manual, and then there is a Zoom session loop. So just to plug in a bit of small
As of now,
promotion.
yes, yeah.
Small promotion. Neuron Systems is a learning management
Oh
system
wow.
where
Okay.
we can automate all of these process. We help you with website, mobile apps as well, and
Oh,
then automations, recorded content, live sessions. All of these can be easily hosted on a platform, and it's completely AI powered platform, which gives more speed, more time for you to do it, and it big we are very fast, one of the fastest platforms where you can go live and you can start conducting this, and all the things which you're teaching, all the things you have, everything gets in a systematic order. That gives you a bit more credibility. It gives you a bit more ease of people reaching out to you, because every time reaching out to on a LinkedIn, it becomes technically
correct.
sometimes hard. But then there's a website which is there, people can inquire over there, people can go ahead and register themselves, and you can cater all of these things as well. So this is what the primary goal of our Euron systems is, and we have been doing that for multiple clients of ours. One is from Brush and Petal, who is into makeup artist, from Tamil Nadu, helping these women who are aspiring makeup artists, teaching them. Then we have U Capacity, which helps in corporate professionals building their capacity in terms of knowledge, etc. So all of these things can be easily done on the platform. Thank you to first Mr.
I'll reach
Sudhanshu.
out to you then.
Okay, okay, guys. So my sales team, please hear it. Note down Nam's number. We have a sale coming
Yes,
soon.
yes.
Okay. So apart from that, a big thank you to Mr. Sudhanshu, Sujay, who are our founders, who made this podcast and this Euron systems possible, and we take it ahead. So just winding up to our last two questions from the chat. We have again Mustafa Ali. Thank you, bro, for coming again. So do you think most people over consume motivation but under execute, and how do they realistically break that cycle? I need to improve my reading skills for sure.
Okay. Do you think most young people over consume motivation but under execute? And how can they realistically break that cycle? Oh, very interesting. Uh, Mustafa Ali. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the problem you are facing?
No, no, Mustafa Ali. No, no, Mustafa Ali, a good person. And I hope I can meet that person very soon because he keeps coming to my podcast. Thanks, bro.
Okay, okay. When we talk about motivation, again, um, what do you think motivation is? Is it the extrinsic thing that, oh, you tell me do exercise, will I be motivated? Unless I know what I have to do, unless I think that it is right for me, then only I will do it. Na? So when we talk about motivation,
Got
why
it.
it has required, it is about right mindset. When we talk about breaking that cycle, it is about, you have to be consistent. So you are saying, I'm just giving one example, motivation about, I see on Insta right now, if you start seeing one reel of doing exercise, it will show you 100 videos, 1,000 videos of how different ways of doing exercises will help you become fit. I'm not talking about losing weight, but become fit. How you can do running, how, what are the things you can do. But just being on Insta will help you being fit? No.
No, I mean, I'm the prime example. No.
Can you? Oh, yes, yes, I'll do it. Unless you know from your inner within that you have to do it. So again, the question, the point which we spoke about earlier, the mindset. You need to set your mindset that yes, I want to do it. I will do it. So it is always about, I'll start once I'm fully ready.
Got it.
Now, the question is again, when I'm fully ready, this will never happen. So never ever wait for the right time. Just do it right now. And for
Yes.
doing it right now, you have to be consistent. Small steps, small things. I'll just share a small thing.
Sure,
I
ma'am.
was also not into exercises at all, but now I think it's the high time that I should also start doing it. So what I did, I started with small walks, 20 minutes walk, then 30 minutes walk. Now I've increased. Now I always look at 10,000 steps when I do walk. I started with 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Now I target at 10,000 steps. Now I've started running. That's how I am progress. So start with small, be consistent, never ever miss it, be consistent, and then start increasing your goals. It will help you.
Got it. Great,
I think
ma'am.
there was one more question which
Yeah.
came.
Because you were answering that, I had to just hide it.
Hmm.
So, yes, we have one more question from Ms. Sadaf. How do you maintain clarity and emotional discipline when making high stakes decision in your business? So, technically, either she's at a very high position or she's a businesswoman.
Okay, interesting. I think she might have heard the question points which I was sharing earlier about decision making workshop. So, when we are at a point when we have to take a decision, many times there are lots of cognitive biases which impact us. First, and those cognitive biases are basically those emotional things which try to impact our decision. So it is very important that we understand first those biases. We need to understand that these biases exist. When you understand, you'll be able to act on it. Then second, once you have to take a decision, be rational. Do not get into the emotional aspect. What is the problem you are trying to solve? Start analyzing the problem. What are the areas which you need to look at it? Identify the problem, analyze different alternatives, look at, do the brainstorming for those alternatives, find out the best alternative out of it, take action. If you still fail, evaluate again and go back to it. That's how. And there are various methods when we look at solving a problem. There is a method called fishbone analysis, there is a method called force field analysis, there is a method called PMI, various ways how we can evaluate a certain decision. So you need to look at it and you need to take it. Never ever take any emotional decision. What do you have to achieve? Keep that in mind and accordingly take a decision.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Sadaf, and hope we have answered your question. So, ma'am, just getting into the last stage. So, we'll be winding up the session. So, first, big thank you for accepting our invite and giving your time. And really apologize for not giving you a script or not giving you any idea about what the questions were. But really love the way you have explained. That shows the experience and what the quality as a facilitator or a trainer you are. So thank you so much for that, and a small thank you and to everybody who has joined for their amazing comments, for coming live. And guys, if we have missed out any comment or any question, we really apologize. We have a time restriction and we have a stop, so that's the reason we might have not taken the question, or it could be a repetitive question as well. So please don't mind. So we really apologize for that. And apart from that, a big thank you to Euron Systems, to Euron, and to the founders and my team for helping us get the setup done and helping us with all the details, making sure this live podcast happens, and to sticking to my terms that we want to go live and not record it. So thank you all. And thank you so much, Dr. Shreya Govind, for joining and giving us such amazing insights and giving the clarity on what consistency matters, how different methods can help us, and how the impact can also be measured. That's a takeaway for me, that if I was at this level today, if I was at 1 out of 10, tomorrow I'm 2 out of 10. That too could be either my knowledge, either could be my discipline, could be my behavior, could be my mind shift. So scalability and measurable things are there. It's just that you need to have that in the matrix and in your mind. So thank you for such amazing answers. Thank you all for joining. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It was privilege for me also to be on your platform and understand and answer to those questions, what people are thinking, what questions they are coming. So thank you so much for bringing me to this platform. Really, if I could answer one of the questions also and help those people, I feel great about it. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Great, thank you. So yes, guys, have a great evening and have a good days ahead, and keep working on yourself. Keep doing good stuff. Be positive. have a good mindset. So thank you all. Please do subscribe to our channel. Please do like the stream, and please do share it, comment, like. And also, somebody from my intern team always wanted me to tell this. Hello, guys. Hello, channel. Welcome to my guys. So it's just for my intern to make sure that I fumble this and do it. So he always wanted me to do that, but yeah, can't do that technically. So yes, it's just for him because amazing person working very hard. So thank you all. Thank you all to the Eurons team. Thank you for my whole team and my founders, everybody taking such efforts. Thank you. Have a good evening
Thank you
now.
so much. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.